something truly wrong and truly radical is happening in our country. And I'm going to give you two pieces of evidence, two examples, subjects I've talked about before. Case number one, elections. Article 1, Section 2 of the Constitution says the states get to control the qualifications of electors. This was really important. The Founding Fathers had a debate about this in the Constitutional Convention in 1787. And it was firmly decided that these new federal offices, they had to have elections. The states couldn't get around the new union by just saying, well, we're not going to elect members of Congress. So the federal government had the power to ensure that there would be elections, but the states get to set the rules, and most importantly, the states have sole power to determine qualifications. Well, what happened? In 1993, Congress passed the Help America Vote Act. Now, George Bush, the senior, vetoed it in 1992. Pat Roberts argued against it vigorously in Congress and argued against it again the second time around because the National Voter Registration Act, which was motor voter, was the law I'm talking about. Help America Vote Act came in 2002. And the National Voter Registration Act was problematic for a number of reasons, but one of which was it started to take, for the first time, the power of registering voters away from the states. And registering voters is when you assess whether they are qualified electors or not. And so it created the federal form. Among the things it did, it said you could still use your state forms to register voters, but there's going to be this new thing called a federal voter registration form, and any person in America can register in his state with a federal form, as well as using the state form. But then in 2002, Congress created the Help America Vote Act, which was in the wake of the Florida election fiasco and all the difficulties people had at certain polling places. Well, they stuck in there the creation of this new board, the Election Assistance Commission, a federal agency that would control what's on the federal voter registration form. Now fast forward to 2011. Kansas becomes the first state in America to combine proof of citizenship, photo ID, and equivalent security for mail-in ballots. Now suddenly the American left starts to get worried. Say, wait a minute, we can't have this. We can't have people actually requiring proof of citizenship to vote in their state. That could really impede some of our efforts. And so this board, this Election Assistance Commission, does something it's never done before. When Arizona and Kansas and Georgia, the way it works is we have the ability to say what's on the federal form. There's a page of instructions for the state of Kansas, or half a page. And we tell this agency, yes, in Kansas we just changed our laws. Registration ends 21 days before the election. Put that on the federal form, please. And they say, yes, we will, because the act of Congress says they have to do whatever the state election official tells them to do to put on the form. Well, we said, hey, we just changed our laws. We require proof of citizenship. We need proof of citizenship on the federal form, too. This federal agency says no. And so Kansas and Arizona sued in August of last year, and you probably have heard about this. We sued, and we won in federal court on March 19th in the District of Kansas. It's a big victory, but the Obama Justice Department immediately appealed to the 10th Circuit, and that's where we are right now. We're writing the briefs this week, as a matter of fact, in that case. And so we're fighting for our constitutional right to control the qualifications of electors, and the Obama Justice Department is arguing, fighting tooth and nail against us. Okay, case number two, and then I'll take your questions. You've all heard about refugees is not the word, the influx of tens of thousands of illegal alien teenagers into Texas, and that are being transported by the federal government into Arizona right now, and other states, Virginia, all over the country. There's a definite reason for this, and I tried to explain this in the 3 minutes they give you on Fox and Friends last week, but it's basically this. In June of 2012, the Obama administration created this Dreamer Directive. It was basically the DREAM Act, which Congress has rejected 24 times, an amnesty for younger people who claimed that they came to the United States before the age of 16. It's that DREAM Act amnesty jammed into the skin of a administrative regulation. It's not even a regulation, it's an order. Obama just created by executive order something that only Congress can do. And it says that we are not going to deport you if you claim you entered the country before the age of 16 and you claim, you don't have to prove it, you just have to claim it, that you are under the age of 31 right now. You make those claims and a couple of other minor things, you're good. We will not deport you if you make those claims. It's outrageous because only Congress can pass a law doing this. Well, that happened 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago, and word got out to the Central American nations that are sending these individuals that if you are young, you just say that you're eligible for this, even though you may not be, they're not going to deport you. And that's been the policy of this administration. They will not deport you. And so now, why do we know that that's why they're coming? Because this latest wave, this influx of illegal aliens, is not doing what people normally do and evading law enforcement as soon as they cross the border. They're crossing the border and walking straight up to the Border Patrol saying, I'm thirsty and I need a meal. I'm here. Oh, and by the way, I'm under the age of 16. They know they won't be deported. They were told by the smugglers, and I'm getting this straight from secondhand from people who've been talking to the Border Patrol. They're walking straight up to the Border Patrol. The smugglers have told them they won't be deported, and the smugglers are right. They're put on buses and shipped around to different parts of the country. The federal government is complicit in them coming in to the United States. Well, why is that lawlessness? Well, generally, you're bringing in illegal aliens, but let's get more specific. Number one, the Obama administration is ordering ICE agents to violate the law. There's a provision that Congress created in 1996 that says, if you're an ICE agent and you come into contact with someone who is clearly inadmissible to the United States, you must put him into removal proceedings. Well, the Obama administration is ordering ICE agents to break the law. That law is directed at ICE agents. It says, you, ICE agent, must do this. The Obama administration is ordering them to break that law. So that's happening both in 2012 and with this latest wave. They should be put into removal proceedings. They're not being.